Hey, what is up guys? GuitarRock here. Welcome back to the Nikke Goddess of Victory video. Today's video we gotta talk about the step up banner. Alright, if you guys are not aware, right now we have to step up recruit new year. So this is going to be what we get right now. So before that, let's talk about the free gifts that we'll be getting. If you guys are looking to play Nikke right now, it's going to be a pretty good time because you get a plenty, quite a number of good gifts right here. 2025 gems right there, 24-hour synchro expansion. You get all of this by logging in. And then January 2nd today, they have given out 10 recruit vouchers, or advanced one rather. And then January 3rd, we're gonna get more. So make sure you guys are doing that. As you can see, I believe it should be right there, right here. So you can see alongside with all of these just by logging in. So this is the one that gives you the gems. Also, if you guys haven't already used the code, there's one code available right now on the screen, and that's going to be another year with you 25. So now with Nikke, the code sometimes do expire. So if the code expire, it is what it is, right? So I don't know if this one will expire or not. So you guys can try and use it and see how it goes. So yeah, let's talk about the current banner right now for the Step Up Recruit New Year. So if you guys are not aware, we have quite a number of good things going on right now. We got Rapi Red Hood, if you guys are looking to pull for her. We got Scarlet Black Shadow, another pilgrim character that's extremely strong, very meta, one of the strongest character in the game right now for DPS potential. And of course, we got the Step Up Recruit New Year. Now, a lot of players have come to ask me, should I get this particular one? Now, I would say for 90% of the players, this is definitely a very good value because you are getting a selector. You can choose a specific character, and of course at the same time getting discounted as well. 6,600 gems is barely 20 pulls, 25 pulls around there. So it is a very good value actually for a selector. The number of Nikkes that you get here are going to be all the Nikkes here. You can see right there. These are going to be every single Nikke that you can obtain from the standard banner, not including pilgrims, not including limited characters, for example, right? So if you miss out on, let's say, Swimsuit Anis, you want to try to get her, you can't get her using this. If you miss out on, let's say, the recent Winter Ludmilla, Winter Ludmilla, or even the Ice Maiden, you cannot get them from these selectors, so keep that in mind. So this is going to be, the value is definitely there. 6,600 gems. The only downside that this thing has, as far as I know, that I can think of, is it doesn't count towards the PT. Now you could probably use these gems towards either the Scarlet Black Shadow or the Rapi Red Hood. Now let's say you guys are right now, your golden mileage ticket, let's say you have 190 right now. Alright, you're 190, you need to do that 10 pulls to get to 200. Now of course, at that point, you gotta ask yourself, which one is more worth it? Do you want to spend gems here, or would you rather get one of these pilgrim characters, right? So I'm not sure how many of you guys are in that position, but I do think that if you are not in that position, then sure, this is going to be very good for a lot of new players. Now, with that being said, let's talk about the best candidate that you can pick from the 2025 New Year SSR selection box. Now, if you haven't reached the 160 gate yet, the 160 wall, that is going to be a priority. You need 5 limit break 3 characters to get past the wall. Now, that should be a priority. Focus on limit breaking. Focus on picking up dupes, alright? That's my advice, so that you get past the wall, so that you can progress in campaign, so that you can beat as much of the other contents as possible. It's pretty straightforward, alright? You want dupes for the characters that you have. If you have any characters that has limit break 2, get them to limit break 3, you need 5 of them. But if you are looking for meta, alright, if you are already past the 160 wall, 160 gate, so in that case, who is going to be the best choice? So let's jump into individual burst category. We start from burst 1 first. Alright, so there are going to be 4 characters incoming. They haven't arrived yet in terms of the treasure update. So those are going to be Miranda, Milk, Helm for burst 3, and Drake for burst 3. So keep that in mind. As of me recording this video, I have no idea how good they are potentially, so I can't comment on that yet. So that one will come way later. But for now, for burst 1 in itself, the best character right now that you can possibly get is going to be Rouge or the Killer Wife. Alright, so both Rouge and the Killer Wife, I think they are going to be the the second best character after Lita. Alright, so you are going to need Rouge if you're trying to make a Cinderella team for sure. If you are looking to get her, she's going to be a solid choice. She buffs HP, she increased the HP character for characters like Cinderella, and Cinderella's damage scales off HP, making her a very viable option. She is going to be a very strong character. Also, if you want to try to pair her with Blanc or with Noah, so Blanc and Noah can pair with her. You're no longer forced to use Blanc and Noah together. You can use Rouge and Blanc or Rouge and Noah if you want to try to do the combo as well. So very interesting in that perspective. One more, like I mentioned, the Killer Wife. So the Killer Wife is a very good Burst 1, she also has the CDR, cooldown reduction on Burst 1, skill kit. She is going to be very interesting in that sense. Also, one more thing is she is one of the few Burst 1 characters that gives the ability or boost to Pierce, right? So she is going to be one of the few Pierce buffers in the game. So highly recommend her. These are going to be the top characters that you use in multiple teams: Rouge, the Killer Wife, and of course, last but not least, Lita. Now, I don't think you should pick Lita from this particular one just because right now they have added this particular bonus recruit where you can get Lita, Naga, and Alice. So for most players, yeah, I don't think that is going to be the case or going to be the priority for you to obtain it right there. Now, another viable option that you can definitely consider is going to be Tia. Alright, I feel like Tia is definitely a very good character if you're looking to get her to pair with Naga, because they are both going to be one of the better pair together. Although Naga and Crown is going to be better, you can sort of outface Tia already. She's not going to be the top priority for most people, alright, or for most players. If you're looking to tackle campaign, Crown, Naga, that's the one that you want to go for. But if you don't have Crown yet, then you can use Tia. But keep in mind, Tia is going to re-enter Burst 1. So if you use her in your team, you need one more Burst 1 character. Alright, so make sure that you guys are very clear with that. So you need 2 Burst 1 characters including her. So there's that. So those 3 are going to be, in my opinion, something that you want to look out for, right? They are going to be like, volumes have sort of like been outfaced a little bit. I feel like she's no longer going to be the priority. She used to be one of the few characters that is pretty strong in Burst 1 slot because she can provide a CDR as well. But right now, I feel like with plenty of characters coming in and also Rappi Red Hood recently that just came in that has the ability to Burst 1, I think there's less need for volume. But this skin is, I mean, the skin that I'm using right now is pretty good though. With that, I feel like those are going to be pretty much it. Now, if you're looking for PvP, Jackal is a very strong character. She's one of the best characters for PvP. PvP is going to be something that I do encourage players to do because it's going to give you gems in return. So she is pretty much core right there, but she's not going to be used much in other PvE scenarios. Noise is also going to be very strong occasionally, but she has fallen off a little bit more. You don't really use her in any like solo raids, union raids, etc. So she is pretty much can be a candidate for story, but there's just better characters. And one thing worth to mention is Tove. Tove is, she's good for shotgun team if you're trying to build like a shotgun team, but I don't recommend her as a top priority. She's an okay option if you don't have her, you're trying to build shotgun teams alongside with Maid Privity and Barney Soda. Those two are, you know, and then Tove in Burst 1, and then Leona in Burst 2. So you sort of have a team right there alongside with Barney Alice as well, looking at that. So shotgun team is going to be a little bit expensive to build, right? If you are a veteran player, sure, that's an option. But for most players, you know, I wouldn't prioritize those. Alright, so in most cases, Rouge, the Killer Wife, and maybe Tia. Alright, so let's talk about Burst 2 then. Burst 2, in terms of options, we have slightly less choices. Alright, I'm not going to bring Naga into the equation. I know plenty of players know that she's strong by now. But in terms of the outside of Naga, who should you prioritize right now? Now, Viper is pretty strong if you obtain her Treasure. But if you're a new player, Treasure for Viper might not be something that you want to prioritize right now. She's an okay option, but she's going to be a little bit finicky. Burst 2 DPS character. Outside of her, Biscuit is going to be decent, but I don't recommend her at all unless your focus is PvP. So she shines there specifically. I'm going to say Blanc. She's pretty much the best option right now for Burst 2. For a lot of players who, if you don't have Crown, alright, a lot of players always ask me, I got Rouge, I got Cinderella, and I'm trying to build the best Cinderella team, but I don't have Crown. who is going to be the next best burst 2? Then in that case, it's her. Alright, she is going to be the one. So you can do Rouge and Blanc alongside with Cinderella. Alright, that is going to be able to help you a ton. So she does belong in the Bunny Girl faction. You don't have to put Nora in there. You can just use Rouge and Blanc. So she's a very solid option. Very good combo. Now another decent option I would say is Marciana if you're looking for a healer. Now, she used to be really strong back then when she first came out because she's one of the best healer in the game. However, she pretty much just heals. She doesn't give any other like substantial buffs. At least Blanc, she can also debuff the enemy by increasing their damage taken. But for Marciana, she pretty much is just a pure dedicated healer. So I feel like she's a little bit of a lesser priority behind Blanc. But she's someone that you can consider to look out for. Because like I feel like she can still be used here and there. And one more that I would say is going to be a decent choice is probably Dola. Now Dola, I don't really see much players using her in any of the recent solo raids, union raids. But if any of the meta is going to change in the future, she's going to be one of the few characters in Burst 2 that have the cooldown reduction or CDR, right? So right now a lot of us relies on Burst 1 CDR, alright, which is going to be like a liter. And then we have D Killer Wife, we have Rouge, and then of course Rapi with the recent addition. But maybe in the future there's going to be like a Burst 1 character that's like so strong, but she doesn't have that character doesn't have CDR. So in that case, maybe we can shift it around and try to use Burst 2 CDR. Dola is going to be one of the few characters that have that. One more character that has that is going to be a limited swimsuit Helm or Helm Aquamarine. So she is a limited character. Not sure if, I think she might rerun, might not. We'll see how it goes, right? So yeah, those are going to be, again, my Burst 2 recommendation. Probably just going to be that, Blanc and Dola. I guess Naga is there as an option if you want to try to get dupes, if you're trying to get past the 160 gate. But other than that, Naga is available in the point boost, so I wouldn't prioritize her. Alright, let's talk about Burst 3 then. So this is going to be the most interesting one. Quite a number of interesting cast of characters right here. Now in terms of priority, who should you prioritize? Who is the strongest one and who will you be able to use a lot? So right now, if you're talking about Burst 3, most of these are basically damage dealers. Of course, we're not going to include Alice, right? Alice is, we all know she's strong. She's one of the most broken character. But outside of Alice, the strongest DPS character right here, Ayn, is going to be one of the strongest electric type Nikkes right now. Alright, let's say you miss out on Cinderella. You don't have Cinderella, Ayn is potentially the second best out of all the electric type Nikkes. Maybe the third best, right? We have Cinderella, we also have Swimsuit Anis is limited. Ice Maiden is limited. I'm not sure if I want to count those two. We also have Scarlet, the regular one, the drunk Scarlet. She is kind of decent, but Ayn is definitely up there. She competes with some of those characters in terms of top DPS. Of course, Cinderella is still going to be better. Alright, Cinderella pretty much power creeps her. But before Cinderella came, she was one of the strongest electric code Nikkes. Alright, definitely very strong. I think she's still viable if you need to build multiple team. Now, Quincy Escape Queen, by far, this is going to be a no-brainer right now. She's the strongest water type character in the game. Alright, in Nikke, right now, Nikke is a bit weird, right? Because every other elements is being dominated by pilgrim characters except for water element. Water element is the only element that there's no pilgrim on Burst 3 yet as far as I know. We got fire for Modernia and Rapi Red Hood. We got iron for Red Hood herself. We got electric Cinderella. We got wind Scarlet Black Shadow. But water is that element that for now no pilgrim characters yet except for Burst 1 Dorothy, right? But I'm talking about Burst 3. Quincy Escape Queen is the best water DPS in the game. Alright, the next best one is going to be Winter Ludmilla. Alright, debatable between that two, but Winter Ludmilla just, her banner just left, right? And you can't get her anymore because she is limited. So keep that in mind. So these two, definitely, top priority. Alright, Ayn and Quincy Escape Queen. If you are looking to tackle Missilis Tower, if you are looking to, you know, just acquire the strongest DPS right now, Burst 3, that is not pilgrims, then these two are going to be one of the better options. Now, honorable mention, besides these two, who are worth considering. If you are building shotgun team, like I mentioned earlier, then Maid Puberty, of course, very good option, alongside with Bunny Soda. Alright, these two are pretty much in line. Very, very strong characters in the meta right now. Maxwell is a decent burst tree buffer. She is going to be very, very strong in terms of trying to buff your other two burst tree characters. I do like her. You know, her burst 1 is where she shines. Definitely a very, very interesting character. But one thing that I noticed is you can get away with not having her, right? She is going to be very good if you're trying to run multiple teams, but she's not going to be the main character that a lot of players are going to start off building with first. Noir, of course, she's an option if you want to try the Blanc and Noir or the Roche and Noir kind of combo, right? Very good in that sense. Decent option, but she has started to fall off a little bit, right? Because Burst 3, we have way and way more and more options. She's like a universal buffer, but we have dedicated buffers recently, for example with the Maiden, Ice, Rose, and of course the Guillotine, right? So those are going to be the option. Now of course, another one that I can mention is Helm. So Helm is quite unique. I think she might actually come back to the meta. Right now she's the only Burst 3 healer, alright? So most healers in the game are either in Burst 1 or they are in Burst 2, right? But Helm is the only character that pretty much is a Burst 3 AoE healer, right? Her heal is a bit weird, right? She basically applies buff to all the allies, and if they hit the enemy, they basically lifesteal and heal themselves. Yeah, as far as I know, she's the only Burst 3 healer available right now. So she is going to be quite unique in that sense. Opens up a lot of possibilities so that you can use your Burst 1 and Burst 2. Like in one of the few previous solo raids, if you guys want to use Grave, and then you want to use like Burst 1, let's say D Killer Wife, Grave, and then Helm is pretty much going to fit in that team because D Killer Wife and Grave don't have the ability to heal, right? So they don't really do anything in terms of giving some sort of like shield or heal to your team. Alright, if you need some sort of survivability, then that's where Helm comes in. She gives you the flexibility actually to build multiple teams if you're trying to tackle solo raids, union raids. Definitely a very, very good option. So yeah, Helm and Drake, as far as I know, these two will basically have their, you know, treasure coming later. As far as I know, the update is not here yet, so we'll see how that goes, right? But for the time being, those are going to be my top picks for the if you guys are trying to use the 2025 New Year SSR selection box. Now with that being said, I'll probably just get this for fun. I don't really need this, but you know what? Let's see if we can get anything good along the way. So you are still going to pull this, and every single pull right here, you still have a chance to get SSR. Alright, this one, the first one is going to just probably be a R unit. Now the second one, 1500. This one is it is pretty cheap, alright? So usually like every single 10 pull in other banner is going to cost 3000. So this one you are getting discount. Did I get anything here? I didn't get anything. So the regular thing is still a 4% for you to get. This one as well is still a little bit discounted. So it is going to be 2000. We are not claiming any mileage, but let's see if I can get lucky. No, I did not get lucky. Is there a fake out? Oh, there's a fake out. Okay, I got something good. Let's see if I get something. Ooh! Okay, now this is super worth it for me because I got two. Alright, literally I just got two right there. Okay, let's see who are these two. So first up is a Tetra character. Is this anything new? So it's a Blanc. Okay, so who is the other one? Blanc is pretty good, alright, but I don't think I need copies of her because she's a support character. Pretty much she's not a DPS character. And double Tetra. Who shall this be? Alright, Folk Wang. Okay, I think I have her at like core 5 or something, which is kind of insane. But either way, Folk Wang, and we still got one more pull. The last one, this is going to be draw 4 that will give me that reward. Okay, so let's see if I can get anything good along this time around. Anything anymore? Okay, I guess that's it. Alright, GG. So I did got myself, I guess that's decent, alright. And you can see once you pull those, the banner just disappears completely. And yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the New Year event in Nikke. With that being said, that's gonna be it for this particular video. Subscribe if you guys haven't already. Give this video a like. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a nice day. Goodbye.